In ESL Pro League, Vitality pulled off an incredible comeback versus FaZe clan on Anubis to secure the top spot in Group C. So today I'm going to break down one of their key A-Site executes that they used to pull off a 14-round T-side and eventually win the map. But before we continue, I'd like to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Market.CSGO. Market.CSGO is one of the largest CSGO marketplaces in the entire world with over 90,000 daily trades. Right now, they are working on a brand new UI design, which we can actually check out by clicking over here. As you can see, the new site is looking very, very nice. So from here, we can just log in through Steam and start checking out the skins. Let's say I wanted to grab this Desert Eagle Code Red. All I got to do is click on the item, and once we get to the item page, we can see what kind of stickers are on the skins, what the float of the item is, and also the price history for this specific item. But what if I wanted to sell my skins? Well, all I have to do is click on my profile and click on sell items. From here, I can easily select the items from my inventory and also select the price that I want to sell it for. Market.CSGO also make it super easy to deposit and withdraw with a bunch of different payment options available. So if you want to buy and sell skins, check out Market.CSGO using the link in the video description. So starting off with ZywOo, he's going to line up an instant E-box smoke. Now Spinx and ZywOo love to do these instant house and E-box smokes, so if you want to learn them yourself, I'll leave a link to a video from Nart out here which covers all of these instant smokes on the map. Now after throwing this smoke, ZywOo is going to make his way to T stairs and posts up on bridge, waiting for any CTs pushing mid early in the round. After a while, he begins to hold E-box until Apex arrives to begin the execute. Now it's important to note that as ZywOo walks into this corner in the water, he uses the stairs here instead of just dropping into the water. If he were to just drop into the water here, he would make a sound cue which could alert the CTs of an incoming execute. So that's just a small detail that's important to note. For his utility, ZywOo is going to smoke heaven by aiming at the top corner of this box and step jump throw. By the way, I'll leave a bind for both the normal jump throw and the step jump throw in the video description, so if you don't have them, you can get them through there. Now after the heaven smoke, he's going to molly construction by aiming at the bottom corner of this brick and jump throw. Then he's just going to left click a flash through the top of this window before following up his teammates in taking the site. He'll also plant the bomb in this execute. Next, we'll take a look at Apex, who is going to start B main with Spinx. Now Apex is actually going to use a lot of his utility early on in the round to pressure middle, and he is also going to hold this pretty sick counter flash with B main, which we'll cover a little bit later. But before he leaves Spinx, he will pick up some utility from him and he'll make his way towards canals through T spawn. As he gets there, he'll also pick up some utility from JACKZ, so now he has a full belt of utility after using all of it in the beginning of the round. So now let's get into the utility that he uses to execute. Apex is going to get stuck in the corner of the wall behind these baskets in canals. For the Molotov, he's going to line up on the bottom right corner of this brick. Now let's keep in mind the timing on when he throws this Molotov. He's going to wait for ZywOo to throw his heaven smoke, and when ZywOo throws his Molotov, Apex is going to throw his Molotov at the same time. So when they land, there's not going to be some weird timing where one Molotov expires before the other. They both land at the same time, making it easier to know where enemies could be on the site. The second reason is that when Apex throws his flashes, they're going to be popping a little bit later, meaning that his team is going to enter the site with the flashes as opposed to before the flashes. So with that being said, he's going to step jump throw his Molotov, and then he will line up on this area of the bricks here underneath this pillar. That's how I kind of see it. And then he's going to step jump throw 2 flashes. Now, as you can see, his team is able to enter the site with his flashes, making it super easy for JACKZ and Magisk to find some easy kills. Now, in this example, Apex doesn't bother helping out at the site since his team found 2 entries without any deaths. However, if his team died while pushing, Apex would also come through A main to help out taking the site. So now let's head into Spinx's POV. He is going to be defaulting towards B main, and early on he just flashes over the B site just to bait out some utility and keep the CTs on their toes. Afterwards, he will just sit in this cubby outside B main. Now, remember that sick counter flash I talked about before from Apex? Well, they don't use it here, but let me explain what it does. If the CTs were to flash into B main and push some players into here to get some information, Apex could use his counter flash, which is just a left plus right click, so a middle click jump throw, to blind the CTs in this area, leading to some free kills for Spinx. So I just thought this was a really sick way to counter the B main aggression from Vitality, as this is one of the most common areas to aggro in the mid round from the CTs. And as you can see, it is very, very effective. So anyways, after a while, Spinx will drop off some utility to Apex, and then he will get ready to do a connector smoke. So for the lineup, he's just going to get stuck in this corner with the sign, and then he's going to aim at this hieroglyphic on the pillar. Now, I'm going to show this with an AWP to make it easier to see, but you don't actually need an AWP to line up the smoke. It's just to make it a little bit easier to understand. So once he gets ready with the lineup, he's going to simply jump through the smoke just before the execute comes in, and this is essentially to try and separate the mid player from the A site. And this also allows Spinx to potentially catch off a rotation through middle. In this example though, Karrigan is just going to push him, and Spinx somehow ends up killing him, which prompts him not to push any further and simply to just drop into underground and hold the rotations from there. Moving on to Magisk, he's going to start at catwalk, and his main job here is to just simply take control of A main in preparation of the execute. So he's going to start off with a nade off this window, which is designed to get a little bit of chip damage on the A anchor, which is certainly going to help later in the round if he landed some damage here. So after this nade, Magisk is just going to hold for the A main push behind this box for quite a while actually, until his team is ready to help him take A main. So when he's ready, he's going to line up this really cool molly. So he just gets stuck in front of this box outside A main and then aims in this corner of the wall. Then he's just simply going to walk through the Molotov. This is followed up by a flash from JACKZ, which allows Magisk to gain A main control. Afterwards, he's just going to get ready to entry the site with JACKZ, and in this strat, Magisk is going to path towards a plat to make sure he's able to trade effectively off JACKZ. One key thing to note here is with this A main control, Vitality actually force out the smoke from the CTs, which allows them to get really set up here in preparation for the execute and allows them to get a lot of space without having to re-clear A main later on. So the final POV here is JACKZ, who is basically just a hard entry in this strategy and, well, most of Vitality's strats, but regardless, he does it very, very well. Here's a quick question for you guys though. What do you think of JACKZ in this lineup? Do you think he can make a return to a top team? Because he's been absolutely destroying this tournament, just behind ZywOo, I believe, in terms of rating. So let me know down in the comments what you think, but we'll get back to the strategy. In the beginning of this round, JACKZ is going to help control canals with Magisk and ZywOo. Once Magisk is ready to take A main, JACKZ is going to flash deep A main, which is essentially designed to blind any AWPer or anyone playing close. Then he's going to drop the rest of his utility to Apex, who is going to be doing one of the key util sets in this execute. And now let's keep track of the entry pathing from JACKZ. So JACKZ is essentially the first entry in this strat, and all he does is just hug the left wall while entering, making sure to clear the site, oranges, and connector. And this pathing gives a significant amount of space for the rest of his team to follow up and trade. Thankfully, the utility from his team is going to set him up perfectly to find the easiest entries of his life. Now, keep in mind, this wasn't the only instance of Vitality running this strategy. They actually ran the exact same strategy on round 24, and also variations of the same strat on previous rounds. They really abused the A-site hold from FaZe, and this strategy is definitely one you should add to your team as it's really simple but highly effective. So that's the video. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Leave a like if you liked the video and subscribe for more CSGO analysis. Peace out.